Hello everybody, my name is Gwen. Today I read Spelling Bee. Miranda has studied the words the spelling bee for 2 weeks straight. Each class in school was to send a student to participate in school-wide spelling bee. Miranda has always been a good speller. She just has to make it to school spelling bee. Encourage, said her teacher. Encourage. Encourage. That's correct, replied the teacher. Miranda has made it through another round. The room seemed awfully hot. Her friend Patsy has just spelled a word wrong and had to sit down. Miranda gave her a smile across the room. Now it was just Miranda and Kevin, just going on to be close. Kevin's words was accommodate. He surprised Minda and spelled right. Miranda was up next, and her word was obstinate. The boy was acting obstinate when he wouldn't agree to clean his room. Miranda didn't know what the word meant, but she thought she could spell it. She made it through the first part of the word, but had to pause for the Nate. How would this word be spelled? Would it be a Nat or Nate? She just wasn't sure. Just then a picture of her little cousin Nate flashed into her mind. She was pushing him higher and higher on his wing. Before she could think any more about it, Miranda blurted out the last part. Nate. That's correct, yelled her teacher. Everyone was happy that Miranda spelled the word right. Miranda looked up at the ceiling and said, Thanks, Nate. Bake Sale Blues. Jessie, Milo, and Haldy has been planning all week to have a bake sale on Saturday. They have been so excited for the big day to arrive. Saturday arrived before they knew it. The table was ready. Jessie showed up bright and early with her homemade chocolate chip cookies. They were large cookies. Milo came next and he put his plate of cookies on the table. Hattie came riding up the street on her bike. She had the cookies in the basket of her bike. They put up their signs and sat back to rake in the profits. Their first customer was a 4-year-old Sam from next door. He had $1 to spend. Jessie, Milo, and Holly unwrapped all the plates so Sam could take a look. To their astonishment, everyone had brought chocolate chip cookies. How are they going to be able to sell a lot of goodies if they were all the same things? Milo was the first to speak. What? I can't believe it, Jessie said. I told you guys I was going to make chocolate chip cookies. I didn't know you were all going to copy me. Copy you? Replied Holly. You just said you were making chocolate cookies. Milo added, This is a disaster. Relax, interrupted Sam. This isn't such a big deal. Just change your sign. Change it to say nut, oatmeal, or plant. The three kids looked at each other and grinned. Hetty went inside to get a marker to change the sign. Overboard. Joey sat facing his father in the boat. He was 10 years old and proud of it. He has been in this boat 1,000 times, but this time it was different. Joey was going to steer the boat on his own. His father felt that with a little assistance, Joey could do it. The night before, Joey dreamt of this moment. He could picture it all in his mind. Sparkling blue water lapped the side of the boat. Once in a while, a small fish would jump out of the water. Joey awoke as excited as can be. Before long, Joey started the boat off and sat over to the seat next to the steering wheel. It was time. Joey climbed down into the driver's seat and put his hand on the wheel. This was exciting. In the back of the boat, Joey's sister Gwen was rolling her eyes. Gwen was older and wiser. She didn't see the point in letting the little kid drive the boat. Gwen knew it would take a while for the driving instruction, so she dangled her feet over the edge of the boat. Joe had other plans. He figured he had watched his dad plenty of times. He threw the boat in gear and the boat lurched forward. Joey heard screaming. He turned to see his sister fly off the back of the boat. Artistic talent. Ellie was running down the hall to art class. He loved art, and he had what people saw as natural talent. He slowed to a walk as he ran by Miss Robinson's classroom. She was always hollering at him to slow down. 3 more doors and he would be there. Ellie slid into class and found his seat at the back table. When the Mr. Jones was getting unpaid, waiting for all the students to enter. Ellie was so excited to finish up the project he's been working on. It was a birthday present for his dad. As Ellie sat down, he glanced at the counter to see his project. What he saw made him gasp for air. Ellie and his dad would never forget for his birthday present. Ellie's project was covered in blue paint. The project was a blue can of paint turned over on his side. Ellie ran to the counter and lifted up the can of paint. The field trip. Alice got up early in the morning to pack her lunch. She was going on a field trip today, and she could hardly wait. The plan was to go and visit the Great Salt Lake. This lake has no outlet, and it was filled with salt. Alice was fascinated by the idea and couldn't wait to see a salty lake. The bus trip seemed to take forever. It packed at least 19 students and adults on the bus. The wind and currents of the canyon made this bus trip even more difficult than usual. It was almost too much. As the last bus was driving across the crawlways on Antioch Island, Alice waited impatiently, tapping her foot as she waited for the students to unload. With a plastic container in hand, Alice headed toward the salt lake. Her first scoop of water produced plenty of brine shrimp. Yes, thought Alice. This is the life, exploring and uncovering things in nature. Just then, Alice's friend Brooklyn came running up to her. She was asking Alice at the top of her lungs if she had found any brine shrimp yet. Just before she reached Alice, she tripped and fell right into her. The two got bumps into the water. Gag! Alice came up stuttering. Everything is ruined. Oh, no, it's not, said Brooklyn. I just found some brine shrimp. You did? Where? Asked Alice. On your head, giggled Brooklyn, and the girls fell back into the water.